Hello, welcome to my UFC Fight Night 130 Liverpool predictions and tips video. As you can hear, we're stuck with this squeaky chair. I'm real strangely lit today because it's fucking dark outside. Maybe I'll work on some lighting soon so I don't look like such a freak, but anyhow, I digress. It is the 23rd of May, Wednesday here in New Zealand. As promised, I can't remember if I promised, but I definitely set an intention to get my predictions and tips up earlier this week. So I've made it on Wednesday, last week was Friday, and I'll attempt to continue to do that because, yeah, for obvious reasons. Excuse me, I'm just drinking a delicious smoothie here. So obviously last week I took my first L. I think I dropped about 10 units actually. I'm still profitable. I'm sitting at I think like 14 units or something profit overall, so still all good. But before I really got into this myself, I was following some other people that do it, and you'd observe that the week after taking a loss, their next video, they'd be real excited about the next card because for the opportunity to get back up again, which I now understand greatly. It's obviously gambling's addictive, but there's something else to it. Something about, I don't know, the ability to right your wrongs and learn things and analyze better, and yeah, just I think the learning part of the process is what I enjoy. So a new event is a new opportunity to see how you're progressing, see what you've learned. My picks this week, I thought I might have gone a bit more conservative, and perhaps they are in a way, but I've kind of trying some new things, and yeah, you'll see as we get into the picks anyhow, which I should do now. Where are we at? So I got a new account. Open a Sportsbet AU account. Probably shouldn't mention them unless they're giving me something. That's something we'll work on in the future, sponsorships and whatnot. But got a new account where the odds come out earlier, so I can be more on the ball. Got a couple little advantages, like I got some bets in before the odds dropped. So yeah, definitely helpful, and I'll kind of work with these two sites for the moment and see how they operate for me. So I put down a couple of parlays early on. I won't go into breaking them down too much because I went with really what I think to be really safe picks. And I'm confident in them coming in. So my first parlay is Spicely and Bemudez to win. I'll do a little breakdown of Bermudez fight later because I'm interested in putting a prop bet on that. But yeah, so confident both those guys come in, and I'll put down 2 units, paying $2.14. My other parlay is Lansberg and Taleb to win. So pretty confident in that one too. Put down 2 units, paying $2.31. Yeah, so pretty confident that both, or at least one of those, is going to come in, and that covers the other one. So we're going to be good on the parlays this week. I imagine I'll be fucking dying if they both don't come in, but I'm confident definitely one, and quite likely both of those will come in. We'll see. Get my props ROI back up, which was like banging before. I was number 2 on the leaderboard for parlay ROI. Which brings me to my first straight pick, which is the what is it? The Jason Knight and Marquand Amir Kiani fight. Just think, like I went and watched tape. Obviously, Amir Kiani had the fight with someone else on the card, so I got to double up on that. Amir Kiani, he looks good, but I think it's one of those cases where he's not at the level Jason Knight is. Understandably, people have concerns about Knight's last few performances and him taking a lot of damage. But I think this is a fight he'll comfortably dominate, just being at a different level to Amir Kiani. And I think, and really hope, that, because Knight's still young, I don't think that he's going to come, I think he's going to come out and get back on track in this fight, and I don't think he's going to look affected by those losses where he's taken a lot of damage. I think he's going to come out and breeze through a guy who is not at the same level as him. People probably pretty familiar with Knight's game, really scrappy, scrambly, super offensive off his back if he gets taken down. Like, he doesn't really look like a guy you want to be in his guard, because he will attack with subs all over the show, really active, and then on the feet he's a fucking animal, and I don't think Amir Kiani is ready for that. So hoping we see the Jason Knight of old this weekend, and he gets the W. I put down 4 units on that. Knight paying $1.62. So into my next pick, going with a dog here, Burnell versus Arnold Allen. Where's the stuff I wrote on this? Here it is. Yeah, so I had intended not to place a bet on this fight till I'd seen what happens at the weigh-ins, because obviously Burnell's come in overweight before and then won, so I'm kind of hoping he misses weight, and then I'll be even more confident, just going by the way things have turned out for fighters missing weight this year. And yeah, there could be cause for concern if he comes in on weight and looks really depleted, so something to watch there. And I was going to hold off my bet, and then I just hit it, so and I don't think I'll cash it out regardless of what happens. Allen, I observed, he can get really reckless with his striking, and Burnell's got some, he's got some nice tight boxing on the inside. I think he could clip Allen on the feet. Allen looks like, so I was watching a fight, I forget, maybe it was Amir Kiani, but his opponent tired out, and Allen was visibly gassed as well too. He was doing that thing where you are gassed, but you're trying to bounce and I guess convince yourself, your opponent, everyone, and the judges that you've still got some juice in you. But it was obvious, and his striking got quite sloppy, and yeah. And again, back to the weight cut, I think, especially if Burnell comes in over, I think he can outgas Allen, but I think he can outgas him if he makes weight as well. Watch Burnell fights, and he just keeps going. I'm not too sure what his background is, but his style in the octagon, real reminiscent of those grinding wrestlers that can just do it all day, regardless of how many tie-ups there's been, of how grueling the fight has been. He just carries on. Yeah, but now just seems real determined and tough, and I think that's what's going to win him this fight. He's real offensive on the feet and on the ground, and I think he might be able to physically muscle Allen. So both young guys, I believe, but Allen hasn't been as active as Burnell. He hasn't fought for quite a while, and they're both young, and I think, guys in their early 20s, you want to see them having pretty reasonable turnarounds. You know, it seems like that's a good point in their career to learn lots and take fights. And like, I don't think Burnell have been super active, but definitely more active than Allen. So yeah, I'm not sure because the odds are super wide. So like looking into it, I couldn't find why. So I'm not sure if I'm missing something or if the bookies got it wrong. But yeah, so I got Mads Burnell paying $3.25 at 2 units. So really hoping that comes in and make some money on a dog. I don't think I've had a like big dog come in for a while, so this week I got a good feeling that I will. Other fight I was looking at was the Manny Bemudez, as I mentioned before, Manny Bemudez versus David Grant. I got some notes here on that fight. Where I put it. So yeah, I looked at Grant first, and he was, yeah, interesting. He came in the fight I watched. He came out, and he was doing that Cruz Dillashaw like movement at the very beginning of the fight, and then it was just like it went out the window, and he started fighting like what's his name? Fucking John Lineker, like winging hooks from the hip and shit, and he looked alright doing it. He isn't Lineker obviously, but yeah, he does get taken down, but his get-up's alright, his sweep's alright, and he's pretty urgent off his back. He's got decent takedowns of his own and passing, but he often, what I saw on the ground, he doesn't secure position and he can get reversed. And yeah, I don't know, he seems, he's not, his defense on the ground, I don't like it, particularly against a submission expert like Bermudez. He's pretty long and he throws with a lot of power, can counter with big power, and yeah, I suspect he could slow down. I think I saw him slow down in some fights, and yeah, just in those. So what I saw from Grant is he must rate his ground game, but I think he might rate it a bit much. Obviously in this fight going against a specialist like Bemudez, I'm sure the game plan will be to avoid the ground, but I don't think he will be able to, and I think they're going to end up on the ground. And I think with his lack of caution, lack of securing position, I think Bermudez is going to grab an arm or his neck and yeah, sub Grant. So I'm looking at a prop bet on this fight. I'll see what the odds are when they come out. They're still not out on my site. So, but I think Bemudez is going to get a sub in this fight for sure. Grant has 3 losses. They're all to submission. And I forget Bermudez' record, but I think nearly all his wins were subs. So I really fancy Bermudez in this spot. He's not paying much for the win, but if that if the prop on him to get a sub is paying decent money, I'm going to put a couple units on Bermudez there. I think I mentioned in the last video I was looking at the Dan Kelly Tom Breeze fight. I did a bit of tape. I really wanted to put some money on Kelly, but I'm just too shook after those last couple of losses. I wanted to bet with my heart, but that's not a good way. It's not fiscally responsible. So I'm just fading that fight altogether. I really hope Dan Kelly does get a win, comes back, but yeah, concerned that Breeze might clip him early on. So I'm staying the fuck away from that one now. Thompson and Till. So what I've done with my bets for Thompson and Till, I think if people have been watching all my videos, they will know I've been leaning towards making a bet on Till. And once again, this is such a hunch bet. Like, I don't think anyone knows what the fuck is gonna happen in this fight. Like, every possible scenario you imagine, there's a counter scenario to it. So a real hard fight to bet, but I see lots of people betting it, so I know, but I haven't really seen any experts talk about it confidently. Like, most of the experts are like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, essentially, is what they're saying. And I feel the same way, not calling myself an expert, of course. Like, I categorically state that I'm just a guy saying shit that likes watching fights. But so what I've done is I have placed a Till bet to win. I put 3 units on Till, paying $2.40. I think his odds are starting to drop now, so I got him before they dropped. And I've hedged that with a 6 unit bet on the fight not going to a decision. So I can explain this bet in great detail, which I will do and try and make it not too boring. But so this is what I think happens. I think Till is going to be more dangerous early on, obviously. I think that's when Till's dangerous. I think he's really big for the division. And I think if the fight gets into rounds 3, 4, and 5, it's Thompson's fight. So I think Till's going to go after it early on. I think Thompson's strategy is, for those first couple rounds, is going to be, you know, on the outside, dance around, stay the fuck away from Till early on. Land strikes from the outside, use the in and out movement, which he's really good at. I guess that's what makes this so interesting, though, is the in and out movement of both fighters. And it's like, can Till get in, or is he going to get cracked on his way in? And no one really knows what's going to happen there. And when one of them does get cracked, then what happens? But so, I think given Till's momentum, his confidence, fighting in Liverpool, the crowd going mental, I think he's going to come out and try and blast Wonderboy early. I don't think he's going to feel him out. I think he's going to try and march him down and knock him out in the first round. I think super interested to see whether he can apply pressure to Wonderboy. I think if Wonderboy survives that storm, then it's most likely going to be his fight. I don't think I watched that fight of Till's against Nicholas Dolby where it went to the 3rd round and you saw Till tire, and that was a 3-round fight. I think if this goes 3 and past round 3, Till's not going to be very dangerous in those rounds, and I suspect Wonderboy will be able to get him out of there. I think there will be some onus, and I think that'll be part of Thompson's game plan, is like take him out in rounds 3, 4, 5, because I think Wonderboy needs a statement win to really get back on track. This would be a huge statement to finish Till, undefeated fighter, big prospect, lots of gas on him. So yeah, that's kind of how I see the fight going. Either Till finishes it early or Wonderboy finishes it later. I'll be fucking... So I'm safe with my bets if either one of those happens. If it goes to fucking decision, if Thompson just dances around and point fights him, which it is possible he could do, then I'm fucked and I've lost money. But I'm banking on the fact that Thompson needs... I think he needs a finish. He'll want to finish. And I think that if Till slows down considerably, then Thompson will be able to go after that finish. But what I'm really hoping happens is Till blasts him round 1. I get the money for the Till bet and also the fight not going decision prop. So we'll be sitting quite pretty then. I had someone ask me to get my picks up for UFC 225, which is a couple weeks away. Oh yeah, so that's all my bets. and obviously I haven't made the bet on Bermudez for sub yet because the odds aren't up, but I may well do that, and if I do, I'll add it, what I bet, in the description box down there. Yeah, someone asked me to get my tips up for UFC 225, which I may attempt to do. Maybe I'll try and get that one up earlier. It's a real big event with crazy fights on it. So we'll see how we go there. I may get picks. I may do a picks video, and then I will do a separate video for my bets I place. So I could do the 2 videos for 225. We'll see what happens. I think that's a good idea. Holla, or vice versa. Holla. Just let me know. Someone asked me during the week, so I haven't got like the comments and shit up, but someone asked me about CM Punk. Fuck. I'm not a fan. I thought like his entrance into the UFC, the fight with Mickey Gall, was farcical. I hated his attitude towards it. Like, I thought he comes across to me as a real patronizing prick. Like, with all that, I'm trying to inspire people to follow their dreams. It's like, fuck you. I don't have millions of dollars from being a shitty thespian to be able to just like quit my job and then take up my dilettante dreams of fighting in the UFC or whatever it may be. Like, real people can't afford to just take up a hobby and then benefit from fame and financial security to be able to pursue it 100 and then still fucking suck at it. So I found the whole thing very fucking patronizing and corny. And then like before the fight, and he was like, what he's saying, that I think it was one of the face-off things, and he's like, I'm not here to shake hands, I'm here to punch people in the face. And then you saw what happened, and then he was like hugging Mickey Gall. And even after the fight, what was he like? Mickey Gall said that he was saying to him, don't ever let anyone tell you you don't belong. And it's like, you just shut the fuck up with all that faux motivational, inspirational bullshit. Like, I find that dude about as inspiring as fucking dog shit. So yeah, he can fuck off with all that shit. And he's on another pay-per-view card on the main event. Again, and they've brought in a body for him. They brought in Mike Jackson, who apparently has some kickboxing experience, but in MMA has that one loss to Mickey Gall. Yeah, it's farcical and it's a bit embarrassing for the sport, I think. Especially, you know, you got people fighting down the card underneath Phillip Brooks who have dedicated their lives to this, and he's just kind of stepped in like, hey, I want to do this. And I think that's a bit insulting to them, and a bit of a shame. He should fuck off to Bellator or something, or just, I don't know, go back to being a bad thespian, and stay the fuck away from this sport. But in saying that, looking forward to watching him get another hiding. I thoroughly enjoyed the Mickey Gall fucking beatdown he received. So on the bright side, there's another opportunity to see CM Punk get another hiding. I thought we'd only ever see the one, so we might see 2. I just hope fucking Mike Jackson isn't garbage, which he looked pretty garbage against Mickey Gall, but you know, there's levels to this garbage shit, and I feel like CM Punk is like at the very lowest level of garbage. So we'll see what happens there. That's about it for today's video. Looking forward to getting my money back this weekend. If both those dogs come in, I'm fucking good. Like, really, really good. So yeah, I think the fights start this weekend at 2 AM New Zealand time, so I can't imagine I'm gonna stay up to watch them or get up to watch them. I'm just gonna wake up in the morning. Avoid social media, so don't fucking at me. Someone's going to now, eh? Yeah, avoid it and then just put it on in the morning and spend my Sunday morning watching fights. The best way to do it. Some pretty cool fights on there, interesting stuff. Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to Moraes versus Rivera the following week. Had a quick look at that card before. Not sure what to make of it until I look at it further, but nothing that sticks out too much apart from that main event. But got that. Then the following week got 225, which has so many interesting fights. So yeah, that's all for today. Please like and subscribe. Contacts will be listed in the description. And yeah, get at me and let's have some conversations about fighting choice. Thank you.